Hey there, y'all. This is Jack, and today we're discussing Michael Nostradamus and what in the world is his deal. yeah, um, yeah, um, I think he may have given away how Record Ragnarok's gonna end. I legit think he may have, because when you reread the chapter 55, Taboo, when we first see Nostradamus, when Gola and Berhilde walk into the room, obviously he's dressed in drag, he's dressed like Berhilde to kind of trick her for a bit. Of course, it doesn't work on Berhilde, it works on Gol for a little bit, and then he reveals himself, and then he's like, "Yeah, all right, the winner of Ragnarok is gonna be the gods." And Berhilde doesn't react to this, and Gol reacts to it. She's just absolutely surprised by this, but then Nostradamus just kind of laughs at her and he's like, "Yeah, you actually fell for it. I can't believe it. You actually fell for it." So this might be a throwaway joke, first time reading it. But when you actually know about Nostradamus, him being the prophet of the century, the prophet that was able to predict a lot of things that are able to happen in real life, it's pretty crazy. So when you know that, it's like, okay. So Nostradamus might have been able to predict the future, but I don't think he completely knows the future. I think he knows the destination, but he doesn't know the actual journey there. Because he does when he does talk to Berhilde, when she comes into the room, he's like, "Hey, is it my turn to fight?" And she says, "No, you're not going. You're not fighting yet." So when it comes to him seeing the future, I do think it's a point to where he's able to again know the destination, but he doesn't know the journey there. And does he see himself actually lasting that long? That's an interesting question. I think he would have to, right, to predict that the humans are gonna win. And unless he knows humans are gonna win, but he doesn't know if he'll live to see it. Which again is an interesting way to going about it. Now, again, as I said, Nostradamus, I think he may have given away Ragnarok. Let me know what you guys think. You guys think he gave it away? You think he gave away that, or when I say give away, do you think he actually knows how Ragnarok's gonna end, or do you think he's just playing a joke on Brunhilde and Gol? Though, if you know about Nostradamus a little bit, I'm not gonna act like I'm a historian on him. I just know the bare minimum, and honestly, he might have actually given it away as a throwaway joke. But it's like when you reread, it's like, oh, okay, so he did know. Interesting. And also, I just also want to talk about Nostradamus destroying, well, mostly destroying the Bifrost. If you destroy the Bifrost, there's no way to get to heaven, Midgard, Earth, and then Hell. Like if you destroy it, they're kind of left on their own. Like you can't really travel between them. The Bifrost is what connects them, and Nostradamus wanted to destroy them and see what would happen. That's essentially it. But he got caught before he could actually destroy them, and he was the only human to ever be thrown into Helheim, which is interesting because okay, there's Hell and Helheim are kind of been kind of the same thing in this story, but apparently not. They might actually be like Hell and then Helheim for like the gods and everything. So interesting. They haven't been very clear on that, but I like a little bit more information on that in the future. But I just want to talk about how did Nostradamus get to the Bifrost, get to one of the gates and try to attempt to destroy the Bifrost. Who knows? 'Cause I honestly do think he had some help from the god, from a god. And which god could that be? Well, low hanging fruit, but my money's on Loki. I think Loki may have had a hand in it, whether he intended to help Loki or he pulled a fast one on Loki, and he got to the Bifrost and tried to destroy it from there. Who knows? We don't have enough information on Nostradamus at this point, but it'd be very, very curious to see how this plays out because Nostradamus, he's an interesting lad, and I'm just curious to see what in the world he's up to. So, yeah, again, not a long video. Again, we don't really have too much on Nostradamus, unfortunately, so it's gonna be a short video. But I just want to talk about him for a bit and yeah, just chat about this character, see what he's up to, and when we get more of him, I do hope we get some flashbacks because this character is interesting and he's weird in a good way. And I want to see how in the world did he get to the Bifrost? That's something I want to know. And yeah, also I just want to bring up one other thing. When Berhilde says that if you keep acting like this, I'm going to send you back to Helheim. And Nostradamus kind of plays afraid, like, "Oh, please don't send me back there. Them things, it's so terrifying. The things I've been through, my body and soul." And Brahilda's like, "Yeah, even if we set you back down there, you're gonna find your way back here, and you're probably more likely to kill the guards." And Nostradamus is like, "Yeah, you got me. I'd find my way back here." So Nostradamus, locked up, would still be able to find his way out. And not just that, but to kill also gods on his way out. Unless you don't count the guards of Helheim as gods. He'd kill them and get out of there. So Nostradamus in some way could escape Helheim if he wanted to, but he doesn't. That's very interesting. I can't explain what. I can't think of an idea at the moment on why he would want to do this, but that's very interesting that he could escape, but he just doesn't. The only time he'd want to escape is he was sent to there right now because he wants to be around during this tournament. He wants to see what's going on, which is that's good enough reason to leave. But he could leave, but he just doesn't, which is very very interesting. So yeah, very curious, and I can't wait to read more of this because again, this story I want to say is more than likely going to end soon. I mean, we're on what round 11, and we got just barely a handful left of fighters, and yeah, we're gonna get more soon, but I just want the story to just continue on. I think the pace is perfect, so let it take its time. All right. So yeah, that concludes this video of Nostradamus and what in the world he's up to and his goals. I think he is. I think he's genuinely on the human side. I think he just wants to have some fun, and if he dies along the way, I mean, it sucks, but that's the way it's got to be, So yeah, that concludes my review. And if you listen this far, I appreciate it. And hopefully, if you like content like this, consider subscribing. I'd greatly appreciate it. So yeah, that concludes my review of Nostradamus, and I hope you guys take care and have a good